I'm now in Encarnacion, the tourist place to be in Paraguay, and it is the third largest city in the country. I got here last night. It was raining this morning, and this is the first time I've come out of the hostel to do a bit of exploring. So I thought I'd start here in the historical side, mainly because I'm going to be here for the next 3 days, and there is a lot to see around here. But this is Plaza de Armas, and this is the historical heart of the city. They say this plaza was started when the city was founded, but it didn't get inaugurated till 1975. So that's why it probably feels more greener, more modern, and beautiful. And in my previous video I did say that this place feels more modern, better roads, better paths, because this is a tourist place. You've got people not just from Paraguay coming here, but Argentina, but wow, look at that. That's Japanese. And there's the center monument. I had to come over here to the Japanese. Voilà. Wow. This is really impressive. I mean, look at that. In the middle of a central park. You wouldn't get this anywhere else in South America. You probably can do. Somebody's going to comment and say there's one in my city. But the aim of today is to go around the historical centre just to get a feel for the city. And as you look around, there is not a lot of many people around. It is a Saturday afternoon, but it's also the day after Labor Day, so it's a bank holiday weekend. Wow. And even this morning when I did leave the hostel to go for breakfast, I think one street away there was about 3 people out in the streets. Oh, I like this. Very zen. It's Japanese, I'm thinking now. Now, I did see a map as I walked into the park, which makes different zones in the park, so I'll have to check that out. And the one thing that I've noticed so much about this city is the severe lack of mosquitoes. So nice not to be bitten every 5 minutes. Oh, this is the German zone. I think all that writing is in German, Spanish, if only I could speak another language. But Alemania, that's definitely Germany. And then a monument to Emiliano Fernandez, someone who plays a guitar, I guess. And without trying to look stupid, I am going to Google him now to find out if he is as important for a statue as I think he should be. So Emiliano was a Paraguayan poet, songwriter, known for his working class lyrics, but he died in 1949 at the age of 55. That's 2 years younger than me. And I've never written a poem in my life. Maybe that's what I should do tonight. But there's more places around here to go and see. So the hostel I'm staying in, if you watched the last video, you'll know I got a 10-man bunk to myself. Last night I had one of the best sleeps I had for a long time without anybody snoring in a room next to me. So I've asked if there is anybody coming today. No. I've got the room by myself again for £13 a night. Oh, now I know the cathedral for the city is somewhere that away. So that is an original church that was built around this square. But you can have a look at this thing here. There's a couple of flags next to it. I should have really taken a quick photograph of the map just to tell me what everything was. Oh, there's something here. This is really interesting. This is a monument to the Lebanese and Syrian community in Encarnacion. And the sign that just read, just translated, Lebanese Syrian Mutual Aid Society since 1924. So basically, there were immigrant families that got here in the early 1900s from Lebanon and Syria. And the original names of the people who arrived are the ones that are on the sign. Wow. So it looks like the park's just split up into different immigrant nationalities that helped shape this city. And this little spot within the park is for the Ukrainians. So this guy here is Ukrainian's most famous poet, Taras Shevchenko, I think it says. He's like a massive cultural figure, like a national symbol within Ukraine. But at the bottom it's got dedicated to the Ukrainian pioneers who came to this area. Wow, there must have been some language complications when this place first started growing. Cool. I have noticed there's no British little park area. I'm quite impressed. So this is the Church of St. George. And it's not your typical South American Catholic church, because first of all, the gold dome at the top, that's very Eastern European, Middle Eastern, and the cross on the top, that's an Orthodox style. And then you go down the artwork above the entrance, and that is definitely St. George. So this would have represented the Orthodox Christians that first came to the city. Wow, beautiful. So I've left the plaza behind. I just thought I'd show you the main street with all the shops. Very colourful. But all the paths are intact. The roads look really non-potholey. It feels a very modern, looked after South American city. I guess that's to do with the tourism, I guess. But I'm now going to head towards another park. How exciting is that? So most cathedrals, when you walk around South America's towns, cities, will always sit on a plaza, a park. But not this one. It's on the main street. So the name of the cathedral, and I've got to read this, is Cathedral de Nuestra Señora de la Encarnación. That's a mouthful. But look at that. That's quite impressive. Now this cathedral is relatively modern by South American standards. But that's because most of this city is modern anyway. So the first major church was built in this spot in 1718, but this cathedral itself was started off in 1913 and finished in 1938. It's even got glass doors on the front of it. Wow. I mean, it's got not much of a view at the front of it. But I've looked on the map and there is a park, but it's directly behind. You've got to walk all the way around to get to see it. And there's some ruins, according to the map, that's on it. And it looks like there's a wedding going on. There's people dressed up as if it's a wedding. So probably not best to go in if there's a wedding going on. Very smart. So you can just make out the dome of the cathedral just in front of me. And this is a plaza where, according to organic maps, which I use often, tells me there are evidence of Jesuit ruins around here. But no, there's not. This is Francisco Solano Lopez Plaza. I mean, there's some nice wheels, but this is probably where the Jesuit town would have started from, possibly. I'm not a historian. But the city is famous for its Jesuit ruins, which is about a 30-mile journey, which I will be going to in about 2 days' time to check out. But it's still nice, this area. Yeah, not a lot. I'm quite disappointed. I was looking forward to seeing some old rocks that was possibly from ancient times. I don't know what that is. It's quite cool. Huh. Now I keep saying the place is modern, but the city itself was founded in 1703. And it's had its fair share of disasters. There was a tornado that hit this place in 1926, which devastated the whole city. But then again, in about 2010, they completely restored, rejuvenated the waterfront. That's where I'm going now. Oh, look at all them kites. There's a kite festival going on. Oh wow. So I've come a bit closer to the kites, and they're quite impressive. They're there's not that many, they're all just sort of glued to the ground, and I can't get that close to them because there is some sort of rave going on over there, which is blasting music out. And this is the waterfront where I'll be coming down tomorrow in the next video only because the sun is starting to come down and my battery life on the camera is starting to go down. I've been out for too long. So tomorrow, the next video, I am just going to have a walk along this place because this was renovated in the 2010s, and seeing what they've done is amazing. But if you've enjoyed this little walk around, then all you got to do is press that like button. If you want to see the Waterfront in the next video, then you're going to need to subscribe. But until the next time, I'm off to get this recharged. Bye bye for now.